Okay, we're going to do a little video on adjusting this new bracket that we've got developed because it's got some built-in adjustments that you need to make periodically in the bag, especially when they're brand new. If we look at this one now, this one is it's not tight. We preset the bags, the brackets from the factory to be kind of close, but every bike is a little bit different. So if you look at this, man, I can push this down real easy. It's actually just a little bit loose here, and you know, it's just not tight enough. And so what we do is lift that up, take it off, and we can see our turnbuckle here. Now, to make this tighter, we want to think of unscrewing this turnbuckle from this area here. So just think of this as a nut, and you're unscrewing it from this bolt right here to tighten the thing. So you're unscrewing it to tighten it. Doesn't matter if it's on the left side or the right side, you're unscrewing this. Now we've got, we use Parts Eater's idea for the jam nut on here, mainly because when the bag is open, we don't have our, this tab actually keeps this from turning when it's closed, but when it's open, like when you're carrying it with the handle, this was free to turn, and we'll get into that a little bit later as far as why it's important that that doesn't do that. So anyway, that was kind of loose, so we're going to unscrew this. I'm going to go a couple notches. I want to keep this surface parallel with this surface, okay? Because then when this closes down, now this is our little locking mechanism. Without the bag on here, this kind of gets in the way. When the bag's on there, that doesn't happen. But you can see this tab right here, as it closes down, all right, now it keeps this from turning, okay? But if you set this thing to where it's right on a corner like that, it'll start to bind up right there. So you want to make sure you have this surface flat right there. This won't be out of your way, because when it's on the bag, it stays back here. You know, this is our locking lever. Okay, now I'm going to test fit that again. Put it on here. Lever up all the way. Put it on there. Oh, it's starting to get tight. Oh, that's because our lever locked. Okay. All right. All right, that's a little bit better, but it's still, I could go a little bit tighter. So I'm going to lift this up, take it off. I'm going to unscrew this a couple more surfaces, and then we'll go 3. Okay, making sure that that stays flat. Put it on there. Oh, that's feeling really good. Ooh. Well, it's because that lever's in the way again. But that's, there we go. Now that's really tight. You don't want to get this too tight, because if you really have to, then it's hard to get it off. So you just want it to where it's a nice and snug. You got to push down with maybe 20-30 pounds of pressure and make that over center. Okay, now once you got it where you need it, then you want to take, making sure that this surface here is parallel, and it's off just a little bit, so I'm going to tweak it with the wrench just a little. Then you want to tighten up this jam nut onto here so that it stays in that position. Now you want to do this right away when the bags, you know, you're going to test fit them on your bike when they're brand new, but then after you ride it for a little while, you know, maybe it's only 10-15 miles or so, you want to check it again, because what happens is, and I think we can see it right here, see how the metal actually will start to compress at the stress points right here and on the tops of the jaws, and it only does it so much, but it takes a while for it to get to a comfortable spot. So you want to adjust these periodically. Just check them. If the handle starts getting to where it's a little too loose, then tighten it up, and then you're good to go. Now there is one other adjustment on the bags, and that is this mechanism right here. Now I've got one that's already on the bag here, and you can see, well, there's a nut back behind here that we need to tighten up. That's why we left this open space here, so that you could get a 1/2 inch wrench in there on that nut and then a screwdriver here. Now the nut that's on back here is a locking jam nut, so it's not going to come loose, but just with wear and tear this thing might loosen up a little bit. So you might want to stick a wrench back in here and tighten this up, and that will tighten your action here on your lever. You don't want to go too much, because then it's going to make it where you can't hardly move the lever at all. So those are the only adjustments that you need to do, and then you're good to go.